Magomed Ankalaev, Johnny Walker, number 2. The first one, no contest. Some people say it should have been a DQ and Johnny Walker should have got the victory, but we're not going to be, you know what I mean, doing none of the intricacies right here. Let's get straight into it, man. Minus 255 TKO prop for Magomed Ankalaev over Johnny Walker. Interesting. I want to start off there. Very, very interesting. I thought that it was very 50-50 beginning the fight. Johnny Walker being unpredictable, did something unpredictable. Oh, I'm hurt. Flying knee. Almost caught him. Cost him. Got his back taken. Got put on the mat. Now, where does this TKO factor in when we're talking about the styles of these two fighters? Ankalaev, not a huge knockout machine. He's going to try to probably take him down again. Where do you see that TKO coming in?
I think the only way it makes sense in my mind for this, Derek, especially at minus 255, which is a big number going in, is the fact that Johnny Walker, they still see him as that chaotic fighter. Hence, in reference to what you're saying, pulls the old possum and then flying knee. It's a chaotic situation. He's going to be looking for different ways and to make the fight more advantageous to Johnny Walker himself. And I think that's the only option I can see here, Derek, because personally, when I look at it, minus 255 for the TKO, I don't see any value. I don't even see that happening unless it's a chaotic situation. What about you?
Yeah, it was really stunning to me because when I was watching the sequence take place, I was like, what would have happened if Johnny Walker would have got back up to his feet? That's kind of what he was attempting to do, right? All right, we would have did another stand-up. Big thing we need to worry about, and we'll talk about it a little bit more, is can Magomed Ankalaev check a kick? You know what I mean? Big, wide boxing stance. Can you check the kick? Because if not, who knows? Walker would have had some momentum later on in the fight. But I was looking at the submission, AJ. I was looking at that, and I was all like, that looked juicy to me. Like, just probability of took his back, he gift wrapped him, had his arm, all across his body and all that good stuff. Who's to say he wouldn't have went in with a rear naked choke, just something basic, an arm triangle. We know Johnny Walker has grappling chops for sure, athletic specimen. But the TKO, unless you just really pin him down and ground and pound him, I'm not really seeing it. I'm a little more concerned, to be realistic with you, of Johnny Walker's ability to get that plus 600 TKO on Magomed Ankalaev. So let me just ask you this before we jump more into this, right? Ankalaev, my dark horse of the light heavyweight division for I don't know how long now, right? He's finally being recognized. But people are also recognizing Johnny Walker. And the more robotic that he gets, the more mechanical that he is, the more tuned in to I'm going to stand here, stand my ground, and make you come to me and make you fight me, the better this dude looks, man. He's the Johnny Walker of like 4 or 5 years ago that had all that hype before the injury. What are your thoughts on Johnny Walker pulling upset, man? He's a big dog, plus 375 at open.
Do I think it's going to happen? Not necessarily, but could it happen? Absolutely, Derek, especially with the way you're talking about. You say robotic, you say mechanical. I say technical and smart, man. Johnny Walker has really, really grown into this new fighter. Yeah, he still has the possum. He still can play those games, but he can also sit down, wait for the opportunities to present themselves, and strike at the most advantageous spot. An upset's not out of the game right here. Magomed Ankalaev, though, on the other side, plays a very, very smart game, and I do think that ground game is going to be his best path to victory, and probably we'll see a lot of it right off the jump and leading into those leg kicks like you're talking about, Derek. I think that's the only way Magomed can really stop them is just get Johnny Walker off his foot.
Understood. Over and under, 1.5 rounds. What are you taking, over or the under?
Oh, that's actually a lot harder of a question, Derek. I'm going over, and I'd imagine it's probably what, 2.5?
It's 1.5, right? So that's the over and under. That's the official over and under. Minus 160 for the over. So people are banking in, right? And if it's going to be a quick finish, I have to imagine it's Johnny Walker getting the finish, man. I don't know if Ankalaev could finish him that quickly. The last thing that I wanted to kind of ask you about, man, is let's talk about it a little bit more. They say sometimes that having things isn't fun. Getting things, that's what's fun right there. Magomed Ankalaev, I cannot tell you the last time that my man lost. I can't tell you the last time. When you lost, it was against Paul Craig, right? Round 3, Paul Craig, triangle choke. Let's not talk about it, right? But the point is, right? The biggest knock on him is a draw against Jan Blachowicz. And all of a sudden, Johnny Walker's in contention to beat the guy, right? Aside from these leg kicks that could debilitate him, man, any path to victory legitimately for Johnny Walker here.
Counter-strike, man. Use the angles that Magomed Ankalaev is presenting in his attack. Cut a corner, hit a counter-strike, get the chaos going, and in a flurry, I do like Johnny Walker just for the athleticism that he presents and the striking ability. That's hard, though. Like I said, man, Ankalaev is a very, very intelligent fighter in the way he goes about it.
Which means that here at the Bloody Water Podcast, we are rolling consensus Magomed Ankalaev. take a shot in the dark right here, minus 525. Not sure if that's something that I particularly want to go heavy on. I would throw it in a parlay. I'm that confident in Ankalaev here, and that's not normally a value that I would take in a parlay, but I think that there's something to be said, even with the plus 750 decision victory right there. There's something to be said there. Let's just say that. With that being said, AJ, that is your main event. First one of 2024. You got to love it.